Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Always Almost There, Day After Show Live. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Bend, Oregon, and we had a pretty great show last night to kick off the weekend, if I do say so myself. How are you doing, Neil?
I'm doing great. I think about when you do the intro, I wonder sometimes if you practice that intro. I also wonder where you get that burst of energy from when you do the intro. I like it's probably better that you do the intros because there's just no way I'm doing that. So I'm glad that you do that. I'm doing great. I'm glad you guys are in Bend. I've seen pictures. It looks awesome. Like
It really is.
yeah,
It really is.
I don't know how many Goose fans there are out there in Bend. I've been listening to the odds of these shows, and a lot of folks are just chilling back there by the soundboard. There's a great moment in the soundboard from last night's show where there's like a dude like talking to another dude like during Flowdown at the end of the first set, and he's like, yeah, there's like another 2 hours. And the guy's like, wait, there's another 2 hours before the show's over? Like, I'm out of
Wait,
here.
really?
It's kind of great. It's kind of great.
That's awesome. I didn't
Yep.
listen to the odd. I went back to the Nugs stream this morning, but that's funny to hear.
Yeah, I don't know why I started listening to the odds. I just kind of decided I wanted the chopped up tracks this morning. And then I think I was
That's
just
fair.
like, this is really great. The recording's good. That Mark Terry guy, hell of a
Yeah, I
guy.
mean,
Just want to shout him out on the pod.
yes. Yeah, hung out with him in Vancouver. Really
Yeah,
nice guy. Great,
yeah.
great guy to hang around at a show. Yeah, and I mean, and his recordings do sound great. I think this venue also just sounds really good because it's just like a wide open space, big stage, lots of room for the PA to breathe without, sounds not bouncing off of anything.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite venues. I loved it when they played here last year. Loved last night. I mean, you're behind the river. Just a lot of room. We got a sunset despite the fact that it was overcast. Like, just this place is great.
Yeah, was there a rainbow at one point? I was meaning to ask.
There was a
Yeah,
rainbow.
there were some shouts about the rainbow on the odd too.
Yeah,
Like
there
at
was
one
a little
point, a
bit
dude
of
is just like, whoa, a rainbow, and it's just like, yes, like I'm sure everybody else can see it too, dude.
man. The
But
the
in
things
any
you
case,
the things you overhear on a recording.
yeah, it's and hey, listen, odds are great. They're not like an everyday thing, but I still think they're awesome. And I just think of like all of the great things that have bled into odds over the years. Like in Vermont, you do what you want. If you know, you know. That's amazing. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say in Vermont, you do what
I
you
don't
want?
know that one.
You don't
Is
know
that an old
what that
Fit
is?
State? Is that an old
It's
Fit
on the one of the Sugarbush recordings,
Got
and
it.
in the middle of like Trey's doing a narration of some kind. I can't remember exactly where it is. Some dude just like randomly stands up. Perfect odd, by the way. You can't hear people talking barely at all, and just is like in Vermont, you do what you want, and that's random. I don't know. In any case, we should talk about not fish. But
Well,
we
let's
should
talk about Goose last night because
talk about the
there's a
Goose.
lot to
Yeah,
talk about from this show. You
yeah.
know,
You're happy today. You're not
Imagine
sullen.
that when they jam a lot. I'm in a good
Um,
mood. And they jammed a
I
lot
mean, there's
last night.
more than
Let's
just
dive in.
jams.
Well, it's true.
Let's not be
There's a lot.
one-dimensional music fans here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sure.
go ahead.
So we start off nice little 3-pack here: Media, Hot Love, and Dustin. Nothing to say here. Hot Love, I like the kind of shorter, jammed out Hot Loves. Like it's they're getting warmed up, they're easing in, and there's just like a lot that they can do in that groove, I think.
Yes, jamming out Hot Love is better than not jamming out Hot Love. I
Sure.
agree.
But I mean, but like, we had a couple of 15-minute versions from
Yeah.
earlier in the summer. And my point is, like, I like these. I don't know how long this one is, like 9, 10 minutes.
It's about nine and a half minutes,
9 minutes.
I think. Yeah.
So, but it's like, it's a good way early first set to, they want to play a song that they really like, and they get to improvise a little bit.
I don't know, man. I think if I'm picking a 3-pack, I like this 3-pack. I love Hot Love.
It's a good 3-pack.
I love Media and Dustin. And this Dustin sits at about 15,
Dustin.
16 minutes, I want to say. And
It's
yeah, it does the
I'm-
same thing. It always does.
It's
but,
good, but like, I miss when Dustin did stuff.
I mean, they jammed it 3 times.
Yeah, it was a really good 3 times.
Yeah, they also used to
I would
jam
like to
like
do that again.
Your Direction. They don't really do that anymore. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah,
They'll jam
True.
other songs someday.
it's true. It's true. Well, yeah, the Dustin's good. You get some cool synth sounds from Peter early on in the jam. But
15 minutes of funk grooves at the start of your show. I love
it's a
that.
good time. It's a good time.
You can't not love that.
Well, then we get a sit-in, which actually we didn't talk about. Rick sat in with Green Sky also in their opening set on the song "What You Need," which Cotter also sat in on the Vibra Slap right at the beginning of the song, which is pretty good. Green Sky, I think it was Paul Hoffman who said that Cotter is the best Vibra Slap player in Goose. So glowing endorsement here.
Yeah. They seemed a little surprised that Cotter was walking out there with the Vibra Slap at that time. Like, I don't know if that was necessarily planned.
From what I've seen in the past, that the Vibra Slap is a part of every performance of this song, and they have different people do it from time to time.
Oh, you've like watched past versions of people doing?
Also, a former member of Goose sat in on the Vibra Slap with Green Sky a few years ago as well.
Oh,
so
okay. All right, then. I was unaware. I'm shocked here that you're a Green Sky bluegrass.
I've seen pictures of it on social media. You know,
you're a Green Sky bluegrass historian. Ryan Storm dropping Green Sky bluegrass facts.
Stats. I love bluegrass. It's true. Well, no, I thought Rick sounded good with them. You know, it's Rick. He sounds great with most people. What did you think of
before we talk about the sit-in with Goose? I will talk about Rick's sit-in, which is like Rick was competing pretty heavily with the dobro in the mix on the stream. I don't know what it sounded like there, but it was hard. It was hard to hear Rick. But I don't know. It sounded cool. And it actually fit right in. Sometimes it's like awkward, I think, when you have like these kind of jamgrass bands with the electric guitar or like jamgrass dudes with the band. Like when Torin from Kitchen Dweller sat in with Goose, that was rough. It was just kind of like didn't fit, just felt awkward. I don't know. This actually felt nice. It fit like right in. It was good stuff. But.
Yeah, I will say the Atlantic City with Anders and Paul. I thought the sit-in didn't totally land. You know, I think the dobro especially doesn't really fit within Goose's sound super well. And I thought it was kind of weird. I mean, listen, it's Rick singing Atlantic City. It's going to be amazing. You know, some of the mandolin solo I really liked. It was good. Unfortunately, Paul's mic was not turned on or was not in the mix for the first verse that he sang. So, you know, we missed a little bit there.
It was not turned on because it wasn't on the stream either. So if you didn't hear it in the venue, we didn't hear it at home. And I think there were just all kinds of technical difficulties there. I don't think this was like the sit-in didn't land. I think the sound just wasn't right. And you know, that happens with sit-ins. Like you can't sound check that really. I mean, I guess they did sound check the song earlier in the day, but like once everything comes off the stage and everything goes on the stage, you know,
it's changeovers and
it's just like you can't sound check that. So and so things were all kinds of screwed up there. And I disagree with your point that the dobro doesn't land with Goose. I think if it was done subtly, it would have sounded perfect.
Well, it wasn't.
But
subtle.
it was way up in the mix, and it was like too loud. It was louder than everything else. The mandolin was really quiet. And, you know, he's like competing with Rick's. I think like their tones were just remarkably similar. I don't know exactly what it was. But
they were, it was similar.
Yeah, there was just collision there, and it just didn't sound good. So it's a kind of a bummer because I feel like this could have been really, really good, and it just didn't work out. But it was still good. I don't want to say it was like horrible. I think you're giving the impression that this was bad. It's not bad. This was
I just said not my favorite. This was not California Tragic. This was not David Shaw.
This is not that.
Like, you know, there have been many worse sit-ins. As far as this goes, this was good.
Many, many, many worse sit-ins than this. That's for sure.
Yes.
I'd like them to take another stab, but alas,
at what?
They're done with. Like doing this tune with those guys. Like I like the idea of the instrumentation there. I think Goose can do that. I think they're capable of doing that.
Yep. Hey, and I mean, they should play this song more also. You know, this is, you know, the second one of this year. You know, they played it with Michaela at Gonzo during the acoustic set. But this is such a good cover for them, such a good cover for Rick's voice. So I'm happy to see it pop up here.
Yep.
Next up, the Whales, first one since Europe. Nice little Peter Ripper. He was excited. They started the intro and we picked up a little on the mic from Peter, which was nice.
It's been a minute. This is a couple times a year song now. It's not it's not what it once was.
It's true.
So,
it's true.
And but it was good. He digs this song.
Little bit of a Peter Ripper. And then My Oh My debut cover, Punch Brothers. And let me just say, Eggy did it first.
Eggy did do it first. You kind of blew my mind last night because I was laughing on the inside, like Ryan's never going to get this because I wasn't aware of the Eggy cover. I mean, maybe I was, but I just hadn't really thought about it. And I was just like, he's going to be freaking out. He's going to be like messaging people like, what the hell is this song?
I did freak out a little bit for a few seconds. And then, I figured out what song it was.
Oh, it's amazing. And like the fact that you knew what it was, you surprised me twice in one night. One, that you're a Green Sky Bluegrass historian, and two, that you know a single Punch Brothers song. That is truly amazing to me.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to the Punch Brothers, man? Like ever? Like just put them on?
I've not ever put them on.
You should. Fantastic.
I have listened to the Eggy cover of My Oh My a bunch of times because it's quite good. People should check it out.
Have you ever listened to the original?
We have to give them their due here.
Eggy did do it first. Yeah,
Eggy did do it first. Like we just have to highlight that here. It happened. It needs to be noted. There's a jam band code, as we know, that Goose technically violated last night. You don't touch kind of niche covers. Trey Anastasio himself did not cover Interior People by King Gizzard because he heard that Eggy did it. And he was like, oh, well, we can't do that now. They're doing it. And so I feel learned to Goose. Next time you're going to debut a cover, make sure you check the carton to make sure that Eggy hasn't done it first.
There's like no fewer than a dozen songs that I think Eggy covered first that Goose also covers. So, I mean, it's just Eggy covers a lot of songs. So. They've already broken that rule. They're just going to keep going.
Yep.
Eggy does don't do it.
It's true. So. But that's not a super niche cover. I feel like My Oh My is a pretty niche cover. That's like a
true.
There's a Cross-Eyed is like very much on the table for every band, for example. Or like Grateful Dead songs. But I feel like Punch Brothers is like niche enough where it's like that was the thing. Now let me tell you, Goose sounds pretty damn good singing My Oh My.
Yeah, you get a little jam in this. It's got all kinds of good stuff going on. I just listened to this in the shower. I was belting it out
in the shower.
I did.
You're not even at work today. Speaker in there. Shower, not at work.
No, I was in like the real shower. Yeah, and just singing my heart out along to My Oh My. Killer cover though. By the way, like let's keep this one in the rotation.
Yes, please.
And I don't know what the motivation was. Like, was this like them trying to reel in some of the Green Sky Bluegrass people, where it's just like, oh, this'll hook them,
I'm gonna take a stab at it and say that Rick heard it recently somewhere and was like, oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
And then
so the question is tonight, if they're doing kind of like a bluegrassy cover on the night that they play with Green Sky Bluegrass in Bend, do they play something like a camp song or like?
Oh, dude, they're covering Astrovan tonight by Mount Joy. You better believe
Astrovan
it.
For the people.
Oh yeah, for the Buffalo Traffic Jam fans.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, I'm down. Bring it. I'd be okay with that.
28-minute Astrovan coming tonight. Just watch out for it. Oh boy, I can't believe I just said that. I gotta get ready. I'm seeing Mount Joy with my sister in a few weeks. So
yeah, well, they're a good band.
Yeah,
but so
good, except for when Matt Quinn, is on stage with Rick. That's when
he tries to sing California Magic. That he just couldn't hear himself.
Or what's
Poor
up?
Guy.
Like anyway, Buffalo Traffic Jam tonight. Very excited. Yeah, My Oh My was great. Jam was very Dustin-esque. I thought. Not the funk part of Dustin, but like the solo. I think it's in the same key, just based off of what I hear. I could be wrong, but it sounded like a very similar space. But it was good, and yeah, like you, I hope this sticks around.
Yeah.
So now, get a Madalena, and then they start playing Flow Down. And Neil, when you went back, so we had some debate last night where Neil was accusing me of jumping the gun on
Yep.
set listing this as Flow Down.
Yeah.
And, I listened back this morning and it's very clearly Flow Down right away. And Neil, I want to know, when you went and listened back this morning, did you realize that you're wrong?
So when I go back and I listen to the Royal Oak Rosewood, and
my God, that's
I
not
hear
the
Echo of a
same
Rose,
thing.
it's absolutely the same thing.
How is it the same thing?
You
Flow Down
cannot
is
make up
an
the rules as
intro
you go
jam.
along.
Half of the song is just based off of them playing that drum beat and
That
improvising.
doesn't
over
make
it.
any sense. If you're gonna say that, like, if the intro is the song, then the Royal Oak
The intro to
Rosewood
Flow
should
Down
have
is the
an
song.
arrow into Echo of a
No.
Rose.
No,
I mean, you're just wrong, and that's okay that you're wrong. It's okay. You routinely contradict yourself. Everyone who listens to this podcast knows. So you don't have to like fight this fight. It's just you got to just let it go.
You guys want to know something fun that I realized last night? That Neil and I are way more alike than he will admit. In that,
No, not
we
even
both
close.
dig in on opinions, whether they're right or wrong, and we refuse to cede anything to the other person. Which
Well, listen, I'm a fan
You're
of
wrong
precedence.
here.
You are
okay.
not. You're a fan of making up the rules as you go
I-
along, as you see fit, and everybody knows. Everyone knows. I like precedence, and the precedent was set when they played the Royal Oak Rosewood.
No, it wasn't.
And we are now years past it, and you just like ignore the precedent that you insisted on setting.
So what would you track this as? What would you have said?
Well, when they started playing the song, then when they started singing the song, then
so
it counts.
what's the first 10 minutes or the first 12 minutes of this?
It's
jam.
According to your rules, it's absolutely nothing until they sing it. It's a tease. It's a flow down tease. That's what it's marked as. In any case, we don't need to do this.
Neil's
here.
not in charge. Well, hey, long
everybody knows I'm right.
Goat flow down, maybe. I like. So this took
I
me
don't
completely
know.
by surprise when they did this. It was like, thank you, Funk97 in the chat. It was clearly flow down. Neil, I think you're alone on this. Anyway.
No. You can't like cherry pick comments and say that's
There's
like. Yes, I agree. It was clearly flow down, but your rules state that it wasn't flow down until the lyrics started happening. Those are your rules.
The Royal Oak Rosewood. Guys, I think that this is my favorite and longest running bit on this podcast, all the way back in March 2022, and it's still going.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Still going. So in any case, like, let's not call this. I mean, I guess yes, this is the GOAT flowdown.
It's either this or Legend Valley 21.
But like calling it the GOAT flowdown carries some amount of weight, making you think that this is some kind of excellent jam. It's not. It's a 19-minute flowdown with an extended intro that is essentially like the Tarantella Napolitana jam that they do in like really, really boring Creatures jams. So like, is this a good thing? I mean,
I will say that I really enjoyed Flowdown doing something different for a change. Do I want 19-minute flowdowns to be a regular occurrence? Fuck no. But was it nice last night? Sure. And we got a little bit of the clouds parted, the sunset was happening, during this. It was pretty cool. Actually, Peter mentioned
Peter's real excited.
And then Rick was like, yeah, they're like cool lights and stuff or something. Like, it's just...
They were feeling it though. Like you could tell. So like, I don't know what happened. Sometimes things happen and then like all of a sudden, you're just feeling it. And it seemed like that thing happened with all of them all at the same time, right at about this flowdown where they're just like, let's just jam this out and kind of dig on the sun. Yeah. Because they do love a sunset jam. They tend to take off when they do that. And the whole rest of the show from this moment on is just different.
Sick.
It's excellent jams. I think it's like, it's hard to like put words to this, but sometimes just everything just sounds a little bit different.
The sparkle. We talk about the sparkle.
It's the sparkle, but the approach changes. Like, later in the show, there's a very, very short Arcadia that sounds incredible because it's just they do everything differently in it. And I don't know. This is a really cool turning point in this show. Up until this moment, by the way, excellent show. They're doing all kinds of things. They got sit-ins. They're playing good tunes, cool covers.
Good. Yeah.
everything's looking on the up and up, and then it just kind of takes a turn here for the better. And I don't know, maybe actually the low point here is the goat flow down, but it's I don't know, it's all right, it's good. Then set break happens, and then the whole thing kind of just takes off.
Yeah, well, so let's talk about this second set, because this second set is amazing. Jams coming out the wazoo, if you will.
Different types of jams. You got all kinds of things happening here.
I will say, I feel like the jamming in this set, there's lots of it, and it's very good. I think you get a lot of that linear build style of jamming in this set. Like there's not a lot of hopping around to different ideas. I think it's like we're doing one thing and we're going to do it for a while, and it's going to be really good. And I think that works here. I feel like so the drip field, for instance, I like it a lot, but I feel like it is treading for a while. Do you not?
I
do you not
completely
feel that
disagree.
Way? Huh.
I completely disagree. I when I listen to this drip field, I hear a musical conversation happening. And so I do agree a little bit that there's not a crazy amount of things happening here, but it does what drip fields normally do. Wait, let me finish the thought, which is drip drums for a while with improv, right? So that's what you're talking about, the treading water section.
Well, it's the first 15 minutes is drip field jamming, and there's great interplay happening between the two guitars, and but it's a long time of just the drip field thing, and they don't get. I feel like they didn't get to the massive force of some of the other big drip field ones. I think of Grand Rapids,
Taxes, and Rhinestorm having terrible internet. I mean,
is it really?
That whole thought was just cut off. But I mean, I get what you're saying. So, but so hear me out. I want to kind of walk you through what I hear when I listen to this. And so you're right. There is that section kind of at the beginning. That is, by the way, every drip field ever. This is not unique to this drip field. And I think they get down to business a little bit early in this one. Right at about the 7-minute mark, they're starting to do different things, and it's not just kind of cycling through the drip thing that they do. But even in the biggest versions that they've ever played, they're all kind of like that for a very long time. And that was my knock against, what was it, Chicago all those years ago?
Chicago and Greek, I think.
Yeah, Chicago and the Greek. And both of them just go on for 18 minutes before they actually do anything crazy. But in any case, so that's happening. And then they kind of do a transition, and it is Cotter's just oh, I'm reading the set list, guys. We're doing good to be. And that's at the 17-minute mark of a 24-minute, drip field. Yeah. And so he drops into that whole thing, and then it seems like everybody else is on board except for Rick. And then Rick is just nah.
What the fuck are you doing? We're gonna jam here.
We're gonna jam here. And then he just starts vocalizing into the mic at this point, and it sounds so beautiful. Just kind of doing this, these vocal harmonies inside of this jam. And that goes on for a really long time. And so that's awesome. And then I think Peter kind of starts this conversation. He says, guys, let's play one in, one out. And then almost immediately Cotter agrees and is yes, we're definitely doing one in, one out. So you have two guys in the band doing one in, one out. And Rick's no way, we're doing good to be.
Yeah,
it's so hilarious. So hilarious. Now we're gonna do it. Screw you guys. So that's what I hear when I listen to this. There's so many different little things happening. So I agree with your treading water thing, but I also think there's a musical conversation happening, and I find it to be really funny. And it's just Rick. That's Rick's personality to a T, which is just being. I don't know what the word is for it. Playful, but also just kind of teasing, we're just nah, this is what we're gonna do.
Well, yeah, because sometimes he rip chords, and there are shows where Cotter would have started playing the Good to Be beat, and Rick would have just been right there. He wanted to jam last night. And I picked up on that also. It was Cotter started playing the beat. I was all right, we got we had the drip field thing, and then now we're gonna go into Good to Be. Then I'm waiting and waiting. And it's
7 minutes.
Guess not. Yes. The one in, one out thing is funny. That's 2 shows in a row now with a one in, one out hint. This one's not an official tease, I don't think. But you had the tease the other night in Seattle. Seattle?
Yeah.
Or was it? Vancouver. It was in Vancouver. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Peanut Gallery. But yeah, I do think we're both right in kind of our different perspectives on the strip field, which is cool. There's 2 different ways to look at it. Yours is obviously.
It's a good one. It's going on the list because it's just like cool. It's not an earth-shattering jam, which I think is kind of what your point is.
Yeah,
and that's what you expect when you see
enjoyable.
a 24-minute drip. But it's fun and it's a unique jam insofar as they're having fun up there. The boys. The boys are having fun, and God. Rick especially having a fucking blast up there, just screwing with everybody. Yep. And I love that. I love that, like, he is having fun in that way.
I got tripped up when they were finally going into Good to Be. You know, Rick started playing the riff, and so then I hit the set list. I was like, okay, now we're going into Good to Be. And then he stopped playing the riff, and Cotter wasn't doing the Good to Be drum beat yet. So then I deleted it. No. So I deleted it, and I was like, oh, I guess we're going to keep jamming, and I guess I have to note that as a tease. And then they did the segue.
Amazing.
Man, Good to Be is just such a, like, they segue into it so well. And like almost every version, I feel like, has come out of something in a really cool way. And so that's awesome. And this version is quite good. So speaking of linear build, here in the Good to Be, this is like a really, really great example of, you know, one of Goose's, I feel like this is kind of a signature style of theirs, where it's like, we're doing the build, we know what's going to happen, and it's just like little by little, you know, transforming the jam from the standard Good to Be groove. You know, Rick latches on to that, you know, like repeating riff, like the doo-doo-doo-doo, you know, and then just gradually everybody's with him, and it just slowly and subtly transforms, and suddenly you're just in this explosion of bliss, and you're like, whoa, you know, like, how did we get here? Sick.
Yeah. I mean, they stumbled on this in one of Cotter's first shows with the Cap Mist, and they have been doing it ever since. And it hits every single time. And sometimes it hits really well. Cap Mist hit really well. This one also hits really well. You know what they do kind of at the beginning of the jam here is the thing that we were talking about the other day in the Rosewood, where they have that really cool section where it's like for a while, and then they bail on it. This time they didn't bail; they just built on it, and it was just, you know, the analogy of just kind of throwing another log on the fire, you know, slowly until you have a roaring blaze, and like that's what brick by brick, just building up the gem. And this one's cool, and so this reminds me of, what is it, London, where they it was like Big Modern into Good to Be. Is that what it was?
Night 2.
Yeah. What was it before Good to Be? London, there was a segue there.
Good to Be opened the set.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm misremembering it completely. In any case, that one, it was a similar bliss bomb. This one is better than that one. And the crowd loved this one. This one, I actually like. This is the moment where I really liked listening to the odd here. There's like a dude doing like the Marv Albert. You don't know who Marv Albert is, but some folks who are listening might know. It's a sports thing. Where he's like very famous for going like, yes. And there was a dude, like every time they kind of finished a bar, dude was like, yes. And it's just getting more and more excited as it goes on. And it's so good. It's like, you know, finally there's the explosion that you reference, and everybody's just like, yeah. And there's like everybody shouting. It's so good. So it was
great. I took in last night's show a little further back. You know, I was kind of like, I wanted to get a little bit of the scope. You know, the sound is great, taking the lights, whatever. And so it was really cool kind of seeing all the people laid out and getting really excited about this jam. A lot of people there last night, definitely a lot more than last year in Bend, which has been a trend at all of these West Coast stops. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then anyway, get another jam.
Yeah. Then Rick's like, hey, you know what would be cool? If we just like ripped everyone's face off in this arrow. And so
they did. This is... And I don't mean this to sound backhanded, but it's going to sound backhanded when I say it. It is the least boring arrow in forever. This gets down dirty in a hurry. Not true.
Well, there have been good arrows recently. I mean, the Greek one that you haven't heard and we will never heard was good. That we will never hear was good. You know, Boston didn't do much. MSG that just happened. Amsterdam, similar to this one, a little bit shorter, but like very powerful and focused. So there have been some good arrows recently. So
I didn't say there have been bad arrows. My point is this one is just very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you typically get about 16 minutes of arrow, and then you get like a jam. I think this one gets down to business a little bit earlier. Like I think they just kind of start doing these tension builds. And by the way, the peak at the end of this thing is just masterfully built. I need to listen to the boards of this one again. because all I've listened to is the odd since last night, and I mean the crowd goes crazy in this, but I love the momentary tension build before they do the peak at the end of this thing. It was really really good, better than Goose normally does this kind of thing. I feel like Rick especially can get impatient in those moments and just kind of rush to the peak, and this has been my criticism of the band since like 2019 when I started listening to them. Like they've always kind of done it, and then this one, it doesn't feel like there's any rushing at all. They very patiently get there together, and it's quite good. So this is a very good Arrow. I think I have to listen again, but I think this might end up on my list.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to end up on my list, but I do agree that it's a very good Arrow. And then the Sparkle in the Arcadia. This is another one where it's like I wish they had 5 more minutes, because they start to get into this quiet thing right before Rick steers them back into the ending build. But they started to get into this quiet thing, and I was like, oh my god, like there's a thing here, like that like they have as we said, there's creativity everywhere at this point in the show. And so I was like, man, like I wish we had a few more minutes to explore that space. But yeah, as far as exclamation point encore Arcadias go, this one is better than normal.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even 13 minutes long. It's surprising how much they get going in this Arrow or this Arcadia in a very short period of time. But yeah, you're right. There's like a lot of space, weirdly, in the brief jam that's there. It's only a couple minutes, but there's room for anybody to do whatever they want, and they all kind of do it in the respectful of each other's spaces. And the result is, it's really cool. And then Rick's transition back into the Arcadia, outro is also a really beautiful guitar solo. It is not how he normally does it. It's not rushed in any way. Everything just kind of falls into place, just so. But circling back, I want to make a point about like the Arrow thing. I wasn't saying all of the Arrows have been bad.
I know.
That was like
I was
my
just trying
whole
to reframe.
point.
I didn't say that, but you said this is like the most interesting in forever. And I just wanted to kind of reframe that. You think this is better than the MSG Arrow?
I think it's more exciting. No, I didn't say interesting. Least boring. As the opposite of that is exciting.
Interesting.
Or the analog of that, rather.
I get maybe most efficient.
In any case.
Most efficient is what you're looking for?
Sure. I don't like using
the MSG Arrow is phenomenal, but
word.
It has that 16 minutes of Arrow before you get to.
Well, that's my point. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
so not saying MSG Arrow was bad. I love that Arrow.
Good.
Very good. I don't like
Neil, you know what's cool?
I don't know.
You know what's cool?
What? They play against
approximately 5 hours away from Goose.
Yeah, that feels like forever from now. I don't know. It's like a great day here, so it feels like nighttime already, but I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for Buffalo Traffic Jam. I'm excited that you get to see Buffalo Traffic Jam. I'm excited
to find out what they sound like.
Are we potting tomorrow about this show, or are you traveling?
We are potting.
I don't even know.
We are potting tomorrow.
Okay. So I'm excited to pot about this tomorrow, this show.
Yep.
And hear whatever facts you have about Buffalo Traffic Jam.
Get ready.
And when Goose inevitably covers, the Avett Brothers tonight or something like that. Yeah. You'll know exactly what song it is. Yeah, some kind of thing.
Well, what we are getting tonight? Big
Modern.
Big Modern.
Without a doubt.
Go. We are setting up Colorado set lists here, guys. And
I had it flipped, man. I thought for sure last night they were going to do Big Modern. Tonight they were going to do Good to Be, but obviously they have plans ahead. So
I picked both last night. So
that was probably the smart thing to do, is to pick both.
I mean, you're still 3 points ahead of me for the tour now. So I think we turned up about even last night. Which it's funny because it's between us, and then there's like a 35-point gap between me and third place right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see what they play tonight. I think you can count on that.
Drive is pretty overdue. At this point,
very overdue. Yeah.
I think we get Good Times End Times in set 2 tonight, probably.
Yeah, either that or Scavenger is coming tonight. Yeah, this could be a good show. There's all kinds of great songs lined up, and I mean, you just have to think about what they need to play tonight, because there are songs that they absolutely need to play, so they can play them again very soon.
Yeah.
So get ready for those.
Yep.
And
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. I'm not an Arrow hater. I promise. I promise.
We
Jonathan,
used to
I'm
be
not an
arrow haters. If you go back and listen to 2023, whenever we were talking about arrows, it was like, and then another 24-minute arrow that did absolutely nothing. So
What's the one like from Minnesota? Is it Minnesota where they did like a 27-minute arrow? I think it's in 2022.
Oh yeah. The Madison show from February 2022, when there's a 28-minute rosewood and a 27-minute arrow, and neither of them really do anything.
What's the worst? I'm scarred from that forever, Jonathan. That's why. Yeah, and like, I went back to that one and I listened to it several times because I was like, I gotta be missing something. Like people were hyped on it at the time, and man, nope. Yeah. It was long, and I've never recovered from that arrow. That's the one.
I mean, there was a long time of, really, really, really long arrows that was just like arrow. Well,
yeah,
glad
not the case last night. Anyway, not the case this year. Yeah.
Anyway, 2026 Goose is good. See you at the show tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday afternoon watching us talk about Goose. Always a pleasure. Neil, I hope you have a great night tonight. I'm looking forward to the show. So everybody enjoy your Saturday night. We will see you tomorrow to recap Ben Night 2 before we head to Montana for redemption shows from the last time they played at Kettle House. But I'll talk about that more tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Always Almost There, Day After Show Live. We will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Peace.
Jesus,